Jackie, I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back, Mija, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Thanks.
Okay, Ms. Reyes, can we have an update? Okay, Ms. Montes is not here. She logged off, I guess. Do you have an update?
Yes, Judge, she logged off while we were waiting, well, before we were waiting, right at like 9:10, I sent over a proposal. She said that her staff was working with her to see if they could do a counter proposal to see if we could put an agreement on the record. Uh, but she logged off because I think they called her out from where she was sitting and she said she was gonna log back in. So that's what I
All
was
right.
waiting.
So I need to know what y'all are going to do. We're going to have a final hearing today. One way or another, we're going to finish this case up today. There's not going to be any more continuances. We're gonna finish it up. So with that in mind, you all need to talk, and you need to resolve something here pretty quick.
Yes, well, we're here to, she's the one
Yeah.
who logged out.
Well, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and proceed if you want to present your evidence. You don't give me anything to work with, and I was
Correct, Judge.
expecting to
And
go
that's
to-
what I was explaining to my client, before I saw that Ms. Montes had gone on. I was explaining to him, the procedures for the default, because I thought she was going to show up, but I guess if she doesn't show up or doesn't come back in, I was explaining to him what the default would be, and what we would be presenting to the court for our evidence to grant our counter motion for a modification.
Okay.
So,
Well, Ms. Montes has got plenty of notice. She logged on, she logged off. She didn't give the court prior notice of that she was going to have a conflict. There's just no excuse. So, let's proceed. Like I said, the only thing pending right now that I have people here for is a counter petition. And so
correct.
I'm going to proceed on that. I'm going to make a ruling on the petition, and that's how we're going to proceed. If she
Okay.
wants to later ask for a new trial or something like that, she's welcome to ask for it. That y'all can get together, but and try to resolve this matter. But right now, I'm going to proceed on what I have before me. The only thing I have right now is a counter petition.
Correct. Judge. Let me-
And so, and like I
So they-
said, what this was on earlier.
She did, Judge, and she said she was logging off because they were calling her.
I understand.
back.
I understand. Yeah, but all of this could have been resolved way before today. It could have been resolved way
agree
before
with
today.
you.
It was not.
I
It's a
agree with
waste of the
you.
court's time. It's a waste of everybody's time. I have things going on other than this. Miss Jacqueline there has other cases she needs to get to, so everybody has their own little issues, and I've tried to resolve this before, but we hadn't been able to. Not getting after you, Mr. Reyes, but just
Yes.
just the record. So, do you want to get him sworn in?
Yes, Judge. Well, I have Ms. Montes was Ms. Montes going to log back in? This is Attorney Eunice Reyes.
Hear you too well.
Yes, this is Attorney Eunice Reyes. Was Ms. Montes going to log back in? Because the judge is calling the case.
Okay, I'm not sure. Let me ask Ms. Yvette.
You don't have to take that, Della. Della, just off the record.
Oh, sorry. Yes, off the record. I apologize. I'm just asking to see if my understanding is she was going to log back on, but I thought it was going to be quicker than what we were in the room for.
Well, let me put it this way. I'm not going to wait any longer. Okay? Tell her I'm not going to wait any longer. It started at 9. It's now 2 hours later, almost an hour and 45 minutes later. And I've got no resolution. I've called a case. And I've tried to accommodate everybody, but I need to proceed. Like I said, if later Ms. Montes wants to file a new trial or whatever she wants to file, reconsideration, I'll certainly take that up. But today, I'm going to take this up.
Okay. Do you want me to hang up
Yeah,
with her?
tell her I'm gonna proceed. Then let's.
Well, I'm on hold.
Mr. Dominguez, would you raise your right hand to be sworn?
Yeah.
Do you solemnly
Yes.
swear to tell the truth, the
Yes.
whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No, Judge is calling the case right now and he said he's going forward with it.
You just mute yourself, please, Ms. Reyes.
Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, Mr. Dominguez? You need to unmute yourself. He needs to unmute himself.
My staff's going to help him, Judge. His hands are probably too cold. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Dominguez, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Dominguez, if you can please state your full name for the record.
Full name, Jesus Ernesto Dominguez.
And Mr. Dominguez, you have two daughters with Miss Rachel Ponce, correct?
That is correct.
If you could please state your daughter's names and dates of birth for the record.
Yes, we got April Maribel Dominguez from April 28, 2019. We have Jaslyn Rose Dominguez from date of birth this December 22nd, 2015, sorry, 2015.
Mr. Dominguez, there is a current order that was issued back by this court in 2020, correct?
Correct.
And at this time, Judge, we would ask the court to take judicial notice of the order that we are seeking to modify, which was signed in it was an affidavit or an acknowledgement of paternity signed by this court back in 2020.
Okay, I will take judicial notice of the court, the documents in the court file, this cause number.
And Mr. Dominguez, essentially, there's a couple of things that you want that to be ordered, that they be modified from this current one, correct?
Correct.
The simple ones are that you would like electronic communication daily with your daughters, correct?
Correct.
And you want that electronic communication not to be supervised by either you or mom whenever the children are in your or her possession, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you would also like that the court order that both you and Ms. Ponce continue to use the AppClose application to communicate regarding your daughters, correct?
That's correct.
And as far as
I didn't-
possession and access goes,
Ms. Reyes, would you slow down just a little bit? That's that last question. I didn't catch it.
yes, you are asking that this court order that you and Ms. Ponce continue to use the parenting app, AppClose, regarding communications about your daughters.
Yes.
Okay, and right now you're currently enrolled in that application, correct?
Yes, we will be having a good. Yes, that's correct. Sorry.
Okay, and then as far as the big concern that you wanted to do is you want to modify your weekend possessions for 100 miles or more apart, correct?
That is correct.
And that is because you live in Arizona, correct, Mr. Dominguez?
Yes, that is correct. I live in Arizona.
You do plan to come back once you're no longer stationed in Arizona to come back and live in El Paso, correct?
That is correct.
So the issue that you, or the possession that you want to modify is just the weekend possession to be pursuant to your work schedule, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you understand that you'd have to, or you're asking that this court, that that you give Ms. Ponce proper notice, 14 days notice, with a copy of your work schedule so that you can get your time with your daughters, correct?
That is correct.
And essentially what you're asking for is that you be able to have your daughters on your first day off once they're released from school to return to school on your last day off from your work, correct?
That is correct.
And that is never to exceed more than 4 days, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so just so that we're clear with the judge, you right now have Monday through Wednesday or Monday through Thursday off, correct?
That's correct.
And what
Yes.
you're wanting to do is to pick up your daughters after school on Monday and keep them until return to school on Thursday morning, correct?
Correct. My last day here for my weekend.
You understand
Hold
it?
on. There's some background noise.
Give me a second, Judge, let me tell them to step out. Sorry, Judge. And so
Hold
you
on,
understand
hold on,
that
hold on,
is
hold
the
on,
issue.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Ms. Montes, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Yes, Judge, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, we're about 5 minutes into the hearing. I don't have any petition. Well, now that you appear, I guess you could present evidence on your petition if you had witnesses. But I am proceeding right now on the co-petition, the counter petition, excuse me, and I'm hearing evidence at this time. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Ms. Montes, were you going to?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your questions.
Sorry. Mr. Dominguez, as far as your possession with your daughters for the weekend over 100 miles or more apart, you understand that that would take place here in El Paso, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you understand that you have to care for your daughters while you're in possession of them from what you're proposing after school, on your first day off till you return them to school on your last day off, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and Mr. Bonte, in regarding changing this modification, why do you believe it's in the best interest of your daughters for the court to grant this specified possession and access order for your weekend possession of 100 miles or more apart?
You said why? Sorry.
Yes, correct.
Uh,
Why is it in the best interest of your daughters?
My days alternate. And I would like to come down to visit during my time frame of days off that alternate throughout the weekends, throughout the week.
Okay, and is that because that doesn't currently work with what you guys have from your order from 2020?
Can you repeat?
Yes. Is that because the order that you guys have doesn't work with your work schedule?
That is correct.
Okay, so what you're asking for is that it be pursuant to your work schedule, correct?
My work schedule, correct.
And you understand, Mr. Dominguez, that all the other provisions you're asking that the court just reaffirm, correct? That you still have the standard possession order for the holidays?
That is correct.
And specifically, what you're wanting the court to ask for is that for the fall and the spring break, that you and Miss Donche equally have access to your daughters, correct?
That is correct, yes.
So my understanding is right now your daughters have 2 weeks for spring break and 2 weeks for fall break, correct?
Correct.
And you would like 1 week of spring break and 1 week of fall break, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you'd like the court to order that on even years you get the first week, and on even years Ms. Donche gets the second week, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And then on odd years, you would like to get the second week of the spring break and the second week of the spring break. And then that Ms. Donche get the first week and the second week on odd years, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and as far as this splitting of the intercession, okay, why do you believe that it is in the best interest for you and Ms. Donche to split this intercession break, or these intercession breaks, excuse me?
I'm sorry, I was trying to understand the question.
Yes,
Can you
why
repeat?
do you think splitting the intercession is in the best interest of your daughters?
It's the best interest to do. We would both have time off for them as well, and be able to get some time, missed time that I had missed from them.
Okay, and then as far as, because this is for the modification, okay, Mr. Donche or Mr. Dominguez. So as far as the fall break goes, when you guys got your order in 2020, there was no fall break in the girls' school schedule, correct?
That's correct.
And now there is a fall break in your girls' school schedule, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and as far as injunction goes, you're asking that this court grant the injunctions that we pled for, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and those injunctions are A through F, and you're wanting those to be mutual, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and obviously, you believe that this would be in the best interest of your daughters, correct?
That is correct.
Okay,
Definitely.
and as far as what you're asking that this court do, okay, besides the possession and access, the possession and access for your 1 weekend a month, 100 miles or more apart, your split intercession breaks, the electronic communication, and using the app close. Is there anything else that you're asking that this court modify from your 2020 order?
That'll be it.
Okay, do you believe what you're asking for the court is in the best interest of your daughters?
Yeah, that is correct.
No further questions of this witness hearing.
Ms. Montes, if you're on and able to hear, if you have any questions on cross-examination.
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
All right. What else do you have? What other witnesses do you have, Ms. Reyes?
Nothing, Judge, just that if the court can take judicial notice that on the acknowledgement of paternity, there should be an attached order of possession and access, and the only thing that would be changing from that is or what his modification is for the 1 weekend a month, 100 miles or more apart. The remaining if they reside less than 100 miles or more apart, and the standard visitations, he's not asking for that to change, Judge, just for the court to incorporate it into this order, because right now it's attached as an Exhibit A. We would like that to be actually just incorporated into this modification order, so that the parties only have this one specific order instead of.
So in other words, the under 100 miles provisions you want remain the same.
Correct, Judge, but we want it because right now, the way it is.
Well, I don't know the reason, but I just need to know that's what you want.
Oh, yes, Judge, but I guess it's a styling of it. So right now, the acknowledgement of paternity is a 19-page 19-page document with the judge's signature, and then they attached the standard possession order to it. So what I want to propose as an order is that I'm going to incorporate that whole entire order into this modification order, so that the order that the court signs today is going to be the possession and access order that the parties should be following.
Okay, I understand. Okay, Ms. Montes, anything that you have?
I just wanted to clarify, Judge, if I may, for the record. I was not here at the start of the hearing. Ms. Reyes and I, prior to starting the hearing, were in a breakout room discussing a possible agreement. I logged off because I am at the courthouse on my phone. So I logged off to contact my client and discuss the agreement with her. I did get her authorization to approve the agreement as Ms. Reyes emailed it to me. So I just wanted it put on the record that my client is in agreement with the proposal Ms. Reyes sent us, so that there is no confusion, and also to explain to the court on the record why I was not here at the onset of the hearing.
Yep, I understand. And I've made a record of what's happened here today, and the court didn't get any notice that there was any conflicts or anything like that. But in this case, is an old case. But I am going to take notice that you know, I suppose your client indicates that she wants to agree, but that being it that may, and without prejudice for you all to enter an agreement, I'm going to grant the co-petition as prayed for, and that's what I'm going to order at this time. If later y'all reach agreement otherwise, that's up to y'all. But right now, I'm going to order based on the evidence I've heard here today. The petition itself, I've heard no evidence on it, so I have no. The petition itself that you filed, Ms. Montes, on behalf of your client, I've heard no evidence on it, so I'm going to have to dismiss it. Of course, without prejudice, for you to seek whatever reconsideration, new trial, or whatever you want to file from here on out. But right now, I'm going to enter an order based on the evidence that I've heard here today. Okay. All right, Ms. Reyes, on the order that you've, or the provisions that you've requested be amended, how long will it take you to prepare that order of
We can get
modification?
EJ 30 days, Judge.
30 days from today at 4 p.m. So I guess two things can happen. I get that order as I've ordered here today, or I receive another agreed order, as I've heard that they've agreed, or at least they've agreed to, or Ms. Montes' client has. Or I receive a motion for new trial, not new trial, I guess it'd be premature, a motion for reconsideration or whatever. So there's three options, but at any rate, in 30 days from now, what date will that be? Jacqueline? About 30 days from now.
it technically would be February the 22nd, but that's a Saturday, Judge, so we could do February the 21st.
Oh, I was gonna say February 19 at 4 p.m.
Oh,
February 19th at 4.
by submission, correct?
That'd be by submission. Okay. All right, what else?
nothing
we're
from
adjourned.
the
We are
county.
adjourned. Thank you.
I'll be right back, Judge. Give me a quick second.
Hmm?